Hello everyone, no respawns here. Hope you're having a grand start to the week. So very exciting news, we have the 2021 roadmap for Fallout 76. And as with the last one, I just literally wanted to have the articles and the roadmap in front of me and just give you my thoughts, go through it for those of you who haven't had a chance to kind of pour through it yourself and just kind of have a little bit of an exciting gossip about what we're going to be getting over the next 12 months. One thing, and this may have not escaped a lot of you as well, is that this is bizarrely late in the year. Obviously, it's the 2021 roadmap. I'd expect this in January. My initial thought was, what the hell, Bethesda? Then I remembered that obviously they did have the situation, and I think it's Texas, and they have quite a lot of offices over there, and I think that sort of has knocked quite a few things back, with all, obviously, the crappy weather. So I will forgive them in this instance. However, don't let it happen again, yeah? Honestly, sort the weather out. So, this is the entire year's worth of stuff. I would say as well on the side, I do feel as if we should be getting more throughout the year. Someone on Reddit put it, not pessimistically, but, you know, I think more or less accurately well, which is that I think 76, we sort of slightly have to accept the fact that it is almost a bit of a side project. It's effectively like a placeholder for Fallout until the next single-player Fallout game drops. And that's maybe a little bit of a negative way of looking at it, but it is practically what it is, in the sense of that it's probably not going to have the same level of resources allocated to it as, say, something like Starfield has, the next Elder Scrolls game has, etc., etc., which means we're not getting as much content as we'd like. We're still getting content, though, and I'm happy. It's just that I finished the last season way too quick, and I've been a little bit bored for the last 2 weeks. I want to log in, but there's just gold farming, and I can't be asked to do that. So anyway, let's look at the roadmap. Let's stop moaning and see what we're getting. So the first one is the spring locked and loaded. This starts with Season 4. So for those of you who watched my video on the PTS update, we've obviously gone through all of this as well. So we're getting the camp slots. They function amazingly, perfectly. I love them. Special loadouts, they function 98% perfectly, except I've had a couple of issues with a few perks de-equipping when I switch over, notably Starch Genes, which is definitely not one you want to be unequipped without your knowing, unless you want to lose all your mutations. And we've got the Daily Ops expansion. I'll link in the description my video on this, because I actually run through everything here, but also I run through one of the Daily Ops as well, if you haven't seen it. I really like it. It's a lot easier than the current one, and you are meant to do it stealthy. However, I play a heavy gunner build, and I've got quite good gear, so for me it was just a case of just steaming through and murdering everyone. I mean, I did Elder in, like, I think 5.5 minutes or something, which my quickest time on the current Daily Ops is about 7:10. This is solo, by the way, it's just 7:10. I think my group best one is like 5 minutes something. So we're also getting crafting sliders. I have no idea what that means. I literally, let me check. Where is crafting sliders? I was literally like, I knew of all the others, but I'd never heard of crafting sliders. Oh wait, I know what they are. Yeah, I know what they are. I think it means that you can craft things in bulk. So rather than crafting one at a time, you can craft like up to a certain amount. That's what it is. I remember that. Weird they put it in the front though, because I thought it would be a lesser thing. Console aim assist. Cool. I mean, I actually do use a console controller, but I've never really needed aim assist, because I use VATS all the time, because I'm a VATS build. And then camp mannequins, which is quite cool. I actually didn't realise they were adding them until after my last video, when I saw someone tweet about it, and I was like, oh, didn't notice that. So we're getting camp mannequins, which is pretty grand. Good update. I'm really excited for Season 4. Some of the rewards I've seen are pretty cool for that, some of the data mine stuff. Just Google Fallout 76 data mine rewards, they'll come up. There's some cool stuff, and they won't spoil it for anyone, but there seems to be some interesting, like, it's better than the last season in terms of especially kind of building and camp rewards as well, which is pretty grand. So the next one is finally the kind of the conclusion rather of the Brotherhood of Steel storyline in Steel Reign. So that's in summer, so that'll be, I guess, June-ish, maybe, but probably more June. Quite excited about this one. I do feel as if this should have been done January or even winter time. I can't remember what it was last time. I think it was in autumn. So maybe in January, because this feels like an age ago since we did this. And, yeah, it would be nice to have finished this soon, because it's just like I've just almost forgotten about them to an extent, but it will be nice to finish it off. New quests, new NPCs, and explore new locations and earn powerful new rewards. So getting legendary crafting and legendary power armor. So legendary crafting, it says it here. So you can craft specific legendary items using legendary modules. This is almost certainly going to work in the same way with, for example, crafting the plasma caster, where I'll be able to craft, I might have to actually get a separate plan for it, who knows, but I'll be able to craft like a legendary Gauss rifle, and it will randomize legendary effects for this. It might be a 1-star I might get, or I might get a 3-star, that kind of thing. I don't know whether if you already have the plan, you'll be able to immediately class the legendary version, or whether you will need a legendary version of that plan. To be honest, I would hope they do it where you can do it with already have the plan, because especially for some of the bigger guns, getting even the the normal plan is an absolute ball ache. But we'll see. That's pretty neat. It will lower the cost of a lot of legendaries across the board. So if if you're quite keen on making money from vendoring legendaries, chances are it's going to become, well, your price is going to drop because it's going to be significantly easier to get them. But it'll also be nice because it means that it doesn't gatekeep some of the builds as much, and the RNG gods can be really generous to some people, but sometimes they can be an utter ball ache, and I'm all for it. Plus, also, for example, getting just a cool, really hard to find legendary weapon would be quite neat. I was about to say a legendary chainsaw, but I still don't think they've even fixed that, and I don't think you can get plans for the chainsaw yet. Give me a legendary chainsaw, Bethesda, you cowards. Also getting legendary power armor. Hopefully that is also craftable. Fingers crossed, because that would be neat. Like the Secret Service one. I like the Brotherhood of Steel recon armor. It looks better than any of the other armors, but it's an absolute ball ache to try and grind for. I've got an amazing chest piece and one fairly okay arm, and that's it, even though I've unlocked all but one of the plans. Unlimited season ranks as well. This is almost certain. I don't think it mentions here as well. This is almost... Oh, that's spring, David. They don't mention it here. I would guess this is once you hit to level 100, you get a kind of repeatable post 100 rank that you can just repeat, and it will allow you to unlock more generic stuff like, I'm hoping, perk coins, but maybe even gold bullion and that kind of stuff, which is actually nice because it might make for another way to earn other stuff. Thinking about it, they'll probably just give you lunch boxes, which are good, but not as exciting as perk points or gold bullion. Also, this is the theme for the Season 5, so escape from the 42nd century. Don't know what that means, mate. It looks kind of Raider themed, actually, maybe. Oh, it's the 42nd century, so maybe it's like... I have no fucking clue. Someone... It's comic book themed, so maybe this is relating to a comic book in-game, which I've just never noticed. Right, so this one is neat. And it's also got barely any information on it. In Fall, which is, I believe, October. Fall is a very American word. We do not use it in the UK. I've none of that. Tell me the month, god damn it. Fall. What is that? It's autumn, mate. Anyway, so the worlds were changing. So stay tuned later this year for the next evolution, a private world. And we've got someone carrying a private world with a helmet on. Season 6 starts here as well. And there's a daily ops expansion, so more daily ops, which is grand. This could be anything. I'm hoping mods, though I don't think so. Maybe like world editing mods. Maybe the ability to have more control over the actual aesthetic of, because it's your private world, so it doesn't really matter if you break your own private world's quests by, I don't know, putting a load of walls up so NPCs can't walk through it. That's on you. But obviously, with a shared world, that would obviously be an issue. However, a private world, you can do what you want. So maybe they might do that. Bethesda might go, okay, we're gonna. This is interesting. It could really mean anything. I'm like, thinking about mods, probably not, but maybe giving me more construction options within the world. I don't know if we'll actually do terraforming. I doubt it, purely because just the engine, you can sort of terraform in the CK, but not very much, the creation kit. However, having an almost, maybe even a creation kit, but for your private world, but limited to building. This could either be really awesome or just crushingly disappointing. And even though, it's tempting to be cynical, honestly, I'm easily pleased, so I probably won't be crushingly disappointed, but we'll know. But, I will sleuth, and by sleuth I mean I'll just stare at Twitter and find someone more engaged for me to reveal what the actual answer is. And the winter. So you will notice that I've added a few tabs and jumped forward. The reason being is while I was editing this last section, I actually saw on Twitter stuff that I didn't realise was already readily available, which is in regards to the 4-star legendary. So we'll just do that part first. So I'd seen it and then forgotten it, and then I saw it on Twitter. So Miss Atomic, who is an absolutely pro follow, because she's the person who I get a lot of my data mined information for. I mentioned earlier about, a lot of the stuff with the data mining, and for the next season, she's the pro follow on Twitter. Give her a follow, she's fantastic. I did ask. See, always got to ask first before you show people's accounts. So, as you see, a lot of the stuff here she's actually gotten from the wiki, which obviously they do put an amazing amount of hard work, so definitely give them some love. Don't have ad block on, basically, when you're on this page, because it, gets fun. Sometimes the ads can be annoying if they're moving around, but it's worth it, right? And it does help maintain. Let's be honest, most of us use the wiki constantly. So we've got tier 4 modifiers already. Now, the thing that I was worried, so these come as 4-star legendaries in winter, right? So this is the kind of 4th star tier 4 modifier. And I was initially really worried about this because I thought they'd be a little bit too transformative and break things. I was like, oh god, they could be anything, right? Destroy certain builds. They won't, I don't think at all. However, there are going to be a couple of things which will be infinitely more preferable. The big one being critical hits, freezing targets. I think is going to be so handy. Especially for just boss fights and kind of kiting mobs. I mean, you can just quickly switch over to a Cryolator and freeze someone, but just being able to do it and everyone potentially to do it, it'll make controlling mobs significantly easier. That one I think will be please let me have this one, especially on range weapons to us as well, not just melee. It's pretty neat. I was doing those of you who follow the Bethesda Twitch, I was streaming with them a week and a bit ago with Vault Daedalus, Halsey, and Final Render. And I know Final Render because he's rather adept as that young man, and he was switching over to the Cryolator to freeze the Scorchbeak Queen, so she wouldn't fly off. It's fantastic. So I can see that becoming quite a desirable one. There's loads of blocking ones, which I'm just I don't. Have you ever blocked? I've never blocked. What the hell? Blocking? Is that where you hit things with your face? Never heard of it, mate. There's also Incendiary, which can be good depending on the damage. I would be curious. Oh, it's 24 damage, but I'm wondering if that scales. It is over 3 seconds. So it's not exactly a thing. It's in perfect storm. Some of these are already on weapons, which I've never seen before. So yeah, we could see. See, I hate when they move though. I hate moving ahead. It's so irritating. A kneecapper could be quite cool. So these aren't massively transformative, but they're still interesting. And then you've got the armor ones down here. These are probably more preferable, to be honest, actually, because they're just handy. So there's another freezing one, which is cool. Disarming is going to be quite brutal, actually. Not very good for boss mobs, I doubt, but it'll be quite handy for just annoying super mutants. Though saying that, I tend to, most melee builds will try and kill them in a couple of hits anyway, but it might reduce your damage. Actual guns, it's alright, I guess. This one and this one, I think, would be the two that I think, and actually, of course, that one actually as well. So these three would be my preferable ones, to be honest. This will pretty much, especially for this one, because I'm a heavy gunner build, this will be, I'm potentially assuming, a flat 5% damage reduction. And curious to see how this will actually scale, because it's like serendipity. I have that, and it definitely lowers the amount of damage you receive. I can hear it popping up all the time. It's hilarious. And having, potentially that on every, so that's a 25%, assuming it stacks, 25% chance to reflect damage back at them. And then will it stack with serendipity? That could be a completely different build there. That one's exciting. And as a VATS build as well, just having a 10% action point reduction would be grand. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Very neat. Follow Miss Atomic on Twitter and disable ad block on the wiki, please. Thanks. Right, so let's go back to the roadmap. So Tales of the Stars. So this one's about aliens. Lots of aliens. It's quite neat by the sounds of it. I'll go down here first, but you're getting a new daily op. Invaders from Beyond, Public Challenge, and Daily Ops surprises. Very cool. And then the ritual, which they explain a little bit more detail down here, is you can help the cultists of Point Pleasant prepare an exciting and dangerous ritual, and they'll repay you with unique rewards. So basically, cool stuff for the crazy Mothman cult, isn't it? Pretty cool, that. Likes that. So this will be a decent one. And also camp pets, which is going to be cool. This will probably be just, I think, a more player-controlled version. Is that an ambulance going by for that again? Funny story. In the last version of this, there was also an ambulance going past my flat, and I think this section as well. Lamau. Anyway, so camp pets will be, I'm assuming will be just a little bit more of a robust system in assigning and managing your pets rather than just taming them. Those of you who watched my old Fallout 4 videos will know that I had a pet ghoul called Colin in Sanctuary, and I'm super excited and hoping, Bethesda, this is a threat. Please give me ghouls, or I will be very upset and sneer at you now and then. I want ghouls. I just don't want dogs and cats and rats and things, and I want a pet ghoul. I want Colin. Bring back Colin. Yeah, well, I'll start a petition if they don't bring it back. And then also Season 7, which I'm just going to assume is going to be aliens themed, to be honest. I might be wrong, but let's be real, it probably will be. But yes, so overall pretty good year are coming. As I said, I would like more content, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm very pleased that they're clearly assigning resources and intending to nurture this for at least another 12 months, and I'm assuming with this probably at least until the end of next year as well. So because this will almost certainly roll into next year, similar to the way that Steel Rain has done here. So yes, very exciting. Very, very cool. I'm excited. I'm chipper. I just want to do the next season, to be honest. I'm bored. I'm excited for this part, actually, because then I can, the unlimited ranks, so at least I can then have an excuse. Because currently, right now, it's just, I don't know what I'm doing. I liked the seasons a lot. Anyway, hope you guys found that interesting. If you've got any kind of insights that you've noticed, things that I've missed, please let me know. Chances are there's been shit tons of stuff that's been data mined, which I've missed. So please let me know in the comments. And as always, follow me on Twitter at norespawns. Follow Miss Atomic. Disable your ad block on this wiki. And I'll speak to you absolutely lovely bunch of reprobates soon. You take care.